All right. Time has really got away from me here. And I need to explain a few things. First of all, this is a security camera. It's a PTZ. It has night vision in the infrared range. So, what I'm recording here is going to be in infrared. Okay, so without any infrared illumination. So I will not be using any of those little red lights that are on cameras. I will not be using those. I'll have those turned off. But we still will be seeing in the infrared range. Therefore, you'll be able to see things that you normally wouldn't be able to see with your naked eye. And I think that's important to explain, and I'll try to explain as we go along why that's important. Okay, we're getting around 7 here. I can only play one of these at a time, so that was that one. We got two files here. This is 30 minutes. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. We'll put it at about 16 by. I like to play them fast. That way you can distinguish between stars and moving objects. Um, this is a light I have on outside my house for my dog. I was letting my dog out, so that kind of gives us a ton of glare here, so I apologize. Also, cars driving by are going to be a problem with glares too. It's going to put a lot of glare in it, and it's quite annoying. As you can see, the sun's still going down. I'm going to slow this down a little bit. And we notice these little dots here. We got little dots you can barely see. There's one there. There's one over there. There's one. You can barely see it. It kind of comes and goes. There's one right there. Those, I think, might be satellites, maybe. It's so hard to distinguish between satellites and aircraft that it's ridiculous. I can tell you that this aircraft right here is at about 30,000 feet and falling, heading towards Fort Wayne. This one over here, not sure. I'm going to say that's more, quite a bit lower. Here's another one of those real faint objects. We're going to be seeing a lot of those. Here's another one flying here. Now, a lot of people, I've seen these in the past. I do not see them every night. Tonight was quite wild, which you'll see here in a few minutes. I think what might be happening is, as you can see, you can still kind of see the sunlight in the horizon there. And I think the sunlight is reflecting off the satellites, giving them enough illumination that in the infrared spectrum I can see them. Because once again, my camera is in infrared mode. So the faintest little bit of light I should be able to see because I'm in infrared mode. There's one right there. Now it's going to become very confusing because later in the evening, around 8:30, we're going to see Starlink go by, and the Starlink are so bright it about blew me away. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Starlink because they are so bright. It's ridiculous compared to all these little faint ones that I think are satellites. So I cannot tell. All I can tell you is this is the most active night I've seen in a long time. I'm not even sure I've ever seen a night this active. We got a lot of stuff going left to right across here. Now we are looking towards the west. If I could draw a line, we'd be looking. The line would be between Minden and Salina. Okay, you get farther out. Let's say we're in Indiana. The line, or what we're looking at, is between Bryant, Indiana, and Bern, Indiana. If you look on a map, that's where we're looking. So we're looking between Salina and Minden. Okay, Minden is over here somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly. I know Spencerville is over this way quite a bit. Once again, I'm starting over on that video, starting back at 7 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next one. I'll replay these all. This one's quite a bit longer. It's an hour and a half. These are cars passing by, causing that glare. Now I'm going to speed it up a little bit, give us some action here. I'm going to put us in full screen mode. I want you to just let it all soak in. Hopefully, I'm using OBS to capture the screen, so hopefully you can see what I see. I could take this file from my security camera software, which is Blue Iris. I could take the file and convert it into an MPEG, and it would be a lot better. Except for the problem, the fact that I can't speed it up as easily as I can with this Blue Iris software. With this Blue Iris software, I can just go down here and speed it up this way. And I don't know any other player that makes it this convenient to speed it up. And I believe at 16 times speed, it makes it easier to see it all. I mean, we got one there, one there, one there, one here. Got all these over here. Look at all these over here. We got this up here. I mean, they're just everywhere. There's one right there. There's another one over here, just disappeared. So a lot of them go in, come in, and fade out. And that's why we just had one shoot across here. One just up here. That's why I think they might be satellites. The only thing is the only problem I have with are they satellites or not satellites is the fact that I do not see them every night. So that makes me wonder, why don't I see them other nights? I've looked at this time, 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., many nights, and I do not see them all the time. Only once in a blue moon. And this happens to be that blue moon, I guess. I mean, look at all these up here. They come and go so fast. They disappear. And being up in this region up here, man, we're talking like 30, 40, 50,000 feet up here. So that's why I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like down here, I'm not sure. I mean, it is possible. I have compared to what I'm seeing to Flight Tracker and other similar websites, and I have confirmed that what I'm seeing over here, now this is the beginning of Starlink, I think, right here. You'll see them all come across here. But I have compared these, and I have seen aircraft over here on the other side of Indiana, almost into Illinois. And I have seen them go across the screen here. So I'm pretty sure we're seeing that far, we're capable of seeing that far away. So some of these aircraft could be, very far away. This is that Starlink, I think. Notice how bright that is compared to all these other satellites that I'm seeing, maybe possibly seeing. I don't think I'm seeing drones, but maybe I am seeing drones. Maybe these are hundreds of drones just crisscrossing all over the place. And I guess it's possible. I can't imagine who would have that many drones. That just seems ridiculous that there would be this many drones. I mean, I can't even begin to count how many moving objects we've just seen here. And we've probably seen over 100 just in this clip right here. So that's what makes me believe that I'm seeing a lot of satellite action here. I can't imagine what else it could be. I mean, satellites, there are so many satellites out there. I mean, if you've ever seen photos of, or maps of it, or what, of the known satellites up there, it's like a thick cloud because there's so many satellites. So that's what makes me believe that these might just be satellites. But here we are, 8:49 p.m. You would think the sun would be far enough away, But I really don't know that. I can't prove that. I honestly don't know. So, and we're still seeing these things. I am. Hopefully, you are able to see what I'm seeing because this is just ridiculously wild. Now, some of these coming up from here, I've I'm not sure. I think these could be drones. I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard to say. There's so many of them, and I usually don't see anything go up at all, up and down vertically here along the horizon. I hardly ever see that except for this week. This week is the first time I've ever seen anything along the horizon here move vertical. Everything's always been left to right. So, or, left to right or right to left, horizontal. I've never seen anything go up and down or down and up along the horizon here. So, unless it was these real faint buggers, I I don't know. In case I didn't say so, we're replaying. We're back at 7:50 p.m. Once again, just kind of to help if you have. I'm looking at I believe this is a 20-inch computer monitor at 1080p. That's what I'm looking at. So I would definitely think looking at a cell phone or a smartphone, you might not be seeing what I'm seeing. I don't know. I won't know until I upload it to YouTube and check it out myself on my smartphone. Let me move the cursor here. Once again, we're at 16 by 16 times fast forward or whatever have you. That right there just went across the horizon or the above the treetops there. That was pretty low. I would think that's Mercer County area. Or along the state line. There's another one right there. I would say that's around the state line, Ohio and Indiana state line. I did check Flight Tracker at some point. I do not remember what time it was exactly, but there was quite a few aircraft in the sky that could possibly be visible on here. So they were all normal aircraft, nothing special. I think those were two of the Starlink, beginning of Starlink. Here we got another one. Those have really spread out. Now remember, there's a lot of these going over this way or going to Fort Wayne. Now that's not. That's going away. This could be going to Fort Wayne right here. Here's our Starlink. Now this traveling across here to me seems awful low. And it just disappears. But when it started out over here, that looked awful low. I have no point of reference though. Being dark, it's really hard to tell. I mean, I seen one the other night. It was right in this area here, and I looked it up on Flight Tracker, and that was 30,000 feet. It was a commercial aircraft. Now I am still recording now, and before I started this making this video here and talking to you, it was still just this busy. So, but I know a lot of people are antsy waiting for this video because I mentioned that I was going to post it. So I went ahead and decided to play this. We could try it. Might be able to check it out here in a minute. Let this end. I almost want to play this at a faster speed. Alright, we're almost at the end of this. Man, that looked like some kind of flare or something. I don't know. I just don't know. So that's putting us at 920. So this is part of what's being recorded now. Let me see. Let's start it up again. Battery hit 920. It's 9:30. So this ought to give us 10 more minutes. All right, that's where it stopped a minute ago. So we should get to the last 10 minutes now. See, tons of activity behind that tree there along the horizon. Look at that. That's just ridiculous amount of activity. Once again, though, are those satellites? I don't know. It seems ridiculous. That's a lot of activity. And they're going at different angles, which makes me believe that it's not satellites. I mean, they're going kind of to the left and kind of to the right. You would think if they were reflecting off the sun due to the curvature of the earth that they wouldn't be so bright if they were going one way or the other. It would only be one direction. So I'm going to speed this up. This is going to be the last run through of since 7. I'm going to knock it up to 64 times. Look at that activity. I don't know if that gives you a little bit more. You don't see the faint ones as well necessarily, but you kind of get a little bit more of an idea of what kind of activity we're looking at here. It's just ridiculous. Okay, once this ends, I'm going to stop the video, upload it to YouTube, hopefully get it to you before 10. And the saga continues.